What's up, everyone? Joel is here, and welcome back to another webisode on the J Advice Show. So today, man, you see how things go in this country? Is like everybody was just talking about last week with Maduro, Venezuela, with wars, all this shit going on, and now what happened yesterday with the shooting in Minneapolis with one of the ICE agents that shot one of those protesters in the car. Now that's the talk of the town since last night, all of yesterday, all the way until last night, all the way until this morning, until right now. They're talking about the news all over social media, on Twitter. That's all you see. And no one's talking about Maduro anymore. No one's talking about Venezuela anymore. No one's talking about wars anymore. Nothing like that. Everyone's just focused on this now. And I'm just like, wow, this is just crazy. So I wanted to talk about this today because I already said last year that I was going to just do videos only on Saturdays, or probably Saturday and Sunday. But I decided that if it's something going on right now, current events, it's something you have to talk about now. You can't wait till like the weekend or whatever, or a specific day to talk about it. And this is what's going on right now. This is what's in current events. This is what is hot. And I wanted to give my take on this and everything like that. So I know I spoke already in the video, yesterday's video, where I talked about with I should have added this too because this happened yesterday, but I didn't want the video to be too long, and I wanted to just focus only on that subject with with the U.S. and Venezuela and with Trump administration, everything, and Maduro and stuff like that, So I didn't want to talk about this as well. So I wanted to do this as a separate video. So I looked at a lot of the like the videos, everything online on Twitter and everything I was looking at to see like different angles of what really happened and stuff. And for what I saw and everything like that, because honestly, I don't really want to take anything from a lot of these news channels, Fox News, CNN, all of them, because we already know one side, like certain specific channels are only for the left and specific channels are only for the right. So a lot of them, of course, is going to twist things or probably like, to spread their propaganda, right-wing propaganda or left-wing propaganda, and, maybe could alter the videos, edit the videos, you never know, maybe AI, so I rather just go online to see, this for myself, see the raw footage from people who's actually there that uploads the video, that uploaded videos online, and we can see it. So I looked from different angles to see what really happened. And from what I saw, it looked like they was trying to get her to stop, but then she just started driving away. And that's when one of them shot at her. But when you kind of see like in the front of her vehicle, there was like another ICE agent that was in front of it. So it looked like she was either attempting to run him over, or it's just because, or she was wanting to get away from them, but he was just there. She was like intentionally trying to do it. So I know on what's it online, and also on Fox News, I'm talking about like, a vehicle is considered a weapon, which is true. You can use that as a weapon or whatever. To a lot of people done that. We already seen that a lot during like special events or whatever like that, or even I forgot which year it was when they had like that Christmas event or whatever, and that guy who ran into the crowd and killed a lot of people and stuff like that. So of course you can use it as a vehicle, because anything, I mean, I said as a vehicle, of course you could use it as a weapon and everything, because anything that can be used to kill obviously is considered a weapon. No, so that I can understand what they're saying. And for what I've seen is like, I can't really defend her honestly in this. I can't, because number one, like I've always been against these protests against ICE, because first of all, this has been going on for years, even before Trump came in office. Like a lot of other presidents have done this. Obama actually was worse and deported more people than Trump, and a lot of people never was protesting that time. And a lot of these people that are against it, on the left, doesn't even talk about that, never mentions that. When when Obama did this more than him. Bush did this as well and everything like that, and no one said anything about them. But because since a lot of people don't like Trump is the reason why. Honestly, I don't like him anymore either, but not for that reason. Because like I already said in the last video, I voted for him on on this, So one of the things he actually spoke about that he didn't lie on, he's doing, with the deportations. Not as much as I would say that he was gonna do, but he is delivering on that or whatever. And a lot of us voted for that. A lot of us agree with that. That's what we wanted. So yeah, so I can't, that I have to defend him on, defend him and his administration on with that. Other than that, everything else they're doing with starting wars, and stealing oil and kidnapping presidents and stuff like that, that I don't agree with. So that's the only thing I can say that when it comes to me and these Democrats or liberates, that's the only thing we share when it comes to Trump. But the thing is, we all hate him for different reasons. I mean, I know they hate him as well for the wars, but there's other things they hate him for, which I don't for. That's not why I hate him. So pretty much when it comes to the Democrats and liberals, like, I don't like them at all, but we do share a common enemy right now. So that's the reason why I'm kind of like, I don't really care. I don't really want to talk about this. I didn't really want to talk about the protests. I just kind of like ignored it or whatever. Like, whatever. I don't care. I'm just focused on, what's going to happen with Venezuela, the war, if it's going to be World War III, if Russia's going to get involved, which it seems like, because since they seized one of Russia's oil tankers or whatever like that in Venezuela's in their waters, in international waters, and China as well. So we got a lot of people who might get involved. So these are things I care about. What I care about. But this is a big thing. This is what's going on right now. And I can understand people's upset, people's frustration, whatever like that. But like I said, you got to understand, like, these people are doing the job. You shouldn't be out there protesting when they're trying to arrest illegals, especially criminals, especially a lot of those Somalians over there that stole a lot of money, stole your money. You people that protesting, they stole your money, the money, your tax money, the money you worked for in that state, and they stole it, and they're sending it back to their countries and to their terrorist organizations and stuff like that, to fight terrorist groups or whatever like that, to fight whatever wars going on there, civil wars or whatever like that. So I don't understand why people would even defend something like that, because I definitely cannot. I definitely cannot. That's our money right there. So I don't get that. So that's just stupid to me. But I feel like that's just a waste of time, like this protesting. And also, you should not be blocking their way when they're trying to drive away and stuff, like when the ICE agents. So they arrested a few people, or have one in their car, and they're leaving the area, and you're in their way. So and on top of that, the ICE agents they're different from police. They have their own different rules and laws. They don't answer to the state and whatever like that. So they're not regular police. They're not police in Minnesota or whatever. It's not like how they're police like here in New York City. Like, no, they don't answer to anybody here. They answer directly to I guess I would say the president, or whatever like that. So I don't know much of that stuff, honestly. I haven't really looked into that and everything to like really research on this stuff. Right now, the things that's in my mind, but I just really wanted to just like cover this real quick and just pretty much give my thoughts on it and stuff like that. But if you're blocking their way when they're trying to leave, they arrested the criminal, and you're in their way, then I guess that's how it is. You just got what's coming to you, especially driving off when you should have just never did that. So I looked like they wanted to get her to get out of the car so they can arrest her, but then she just drove off, and you could see like there was one in the front of the car or whatever like that. So that I definitely do not agree with. So I'm sorry with that. Like, yes, we all hate Trump right now. Like, a lot of us are against him, and especially for people like me, where he lied to us, and then now he's starting a war. He said no new wars, and look what you're doing now, whatever like that. So yes, we all hate him. We all hate him for different reasons. Some of us also hate him for the same reasons, But this, I have to defend his people on, his administration on. Even I don't like them. I don't like FBI, CIA, and all of them. They're all evil people. They're all liars. They're all criminals. But this, we can all, I would say, majority of us can agree on that you should not be doing that. You should not be trying to like attack them in any way. Run them over, try to stop them from doing their job or whatever like that, because you're just gonna get what's coming to you. So yeah, so it's like a lot of these MAGA cults, or MAGA I should call them now, cult that's always talking about, fuck around and find out. This is pretty much a situation where she did that, So yeah, so I'm sad, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, I'm always like sad to hear like when people, lose, like people die, somebody lose their life or whatever like that and everything, because I don't like to hear those things. Those things are sad, and I'm sorry for her and her family if she had any kids or whatever like that. I believe she did, so I am sorry for the loss. I am, but she should have never did that. She should never did that. And all these people who's constantly protesting shouldn't be doing that, because you guys never did this during the Obama administration, never did during Bush administration, and all of a sudden now you guys want to do this for Trump's administration, when he hasn't even deported nearly as many as Obama did in his time in office. So I don't get that. Like, people just need to look up your history and stuff like that. But then again, like I said, these people I'm pretty sure knows, but just because since it's Trump doing it and they can't stand him, is the only reason why they've been protesting everything he's been doing. But like I said, a lot of the things he's doing now, I do not like. I do not like. This, however, is not one of this. This, however, is doesn't. I don't have a problem with it. It's not something I dislike or whatever like that. you know. So leave these people alone that didn't do the jobs. Don't try to stop them from doing it. Don't try to run them over or whatever like that, you know. So and a lot of people would be upset. Whoever is watching this, small few, because like I said, I'm not one of these big YouTubers or big names on Twitter that gets a lot of views and comments. But whoever's watching, you know, if you're upset with what I said, it's the truth. It is the truth. But like I said, with everything else he's been doing, his administration, I do not like. And I really hope that something could be done where we can get him out of office and his administration and put them in jail. Because a lot of them, you know, support, you know, well, he's a war criminal now, I should say, just like his best buddy and everything. Nathaniel, obviously his damn name is Master and everything. And then you have his administration that's pretty much playing follow leader with him, and you know, and they approve this stuff. They want this stuff and everything like that. Then you have narco Rubio, as they call him, you know, like these people is just trying to ruin the world, you know, and especially with Latin America and, you know, Caribbean, you know, my home, you know, so I'm not happy with that at all and everything, you know, so things like that we definitely need to change. And I already know this is definitely going to affect him in the midterms, is which I want, because I do want him out, because he lied. He lied to me, he lied to many of us, and the only people who's really still supporting him is pretty much a lot of these rich, white, privileged assholes, you know, that love wars. And there's all, of course, some colored people as well, but of course that's the ones that hang out with the gringos and shit and everything. It has money like them because since they hang around them, you know, so of course they're gonna approve of what they're doing, you know. But us poor people definitely don't want to approve of that. And then my people in a lot of these countries don't care, you know. I mean, a lot of my people in these land countries, you know, there is a different story. You talk to them over there, you see the protests over there, you know, they disagree with what's going on, because I see it a lot on Twitter, stuff that they're not going to be showing on Fox and CNN and all those channels or whatever like that. But yeah, they're going to be showing the fake shit. But yeah, so that's it. That's all I really want to talk about with that. Like I said, you know, it's you know, really sad, really sad. I'm sorry to hear and everything like that, you know. And you know, like it sucks that it happened, but you shouldn't have done that, you know. That's just how because like I said, I've looked at different videos, different angles and everything, and that's what it looks like to me, you know. So but hey, you know, like I said, if you guys want to protest it, go right ahead and whatever. But like I said, like there's more serious things going on right now in this world that you guys should be protesting against. And you know, and just leave these people alone, let them do their jobs. That's all I gotta say, is leave them alone, you know, because all the other administrations was doing it, and even worse than Trump. And then, you know, no one's talking about that, and no one was protesting that. You know, so that's that and everything, you know. But yeah, but I don't know what's going on in this world right now, guys. This country and in this world, it's like it's just a mess. Like I said already, like I said plenty of times on here and everything, I feel like, you know, after like 2019, it's just shit hasn't been the same. Like I don't know what's going on since the 2020s hit. It's like we're in a whole different world. We're like a whole different universe. So like we kind of messed up on the timeline that we're on or whatever like that. We need to like revert back to 2019 and then continue from there, because I don't like what's going on, and this is strange. Because like I said, I feel like a lot of people say online, like even when Tucker Carlson has said it, I think yesterday he said it on Twitter and also here on YouTube, where it's like we would be having World War III. like I guess it was inevitable. There was no avoiding it, because I thought if we would have voted, a lot of us thought if we would have voted for Trump, this would have stopped. You know, we would have to worry about this and everything. But nope, it seemed like whoever would have won, either her or Kamala, it would have been the same shit. You know, so this would have been roles reversed or whatever like that. With her, it would have been Ukraine and Russia and everything we would have been fighting against and stuff like that. And now with Trump, is Venezuela and other Latin American countries, you know, with Russia and stuff like that going against us. That's what it looks like is going to happen. So I'm really worried about what's going on. And I feel like with him in charge, he's like really making shit worse. And the only thing he cares about is this wars and money and everything like that. Like all these other typical gringo politicians up there in Washington, you know, they just, all they care about is money, you know, and this is crazy. And it's like, oh, that's all I got to say with that. That's all I got to say with that. And I'm just not happy. Like, we all were fools. We were all a fool. We were lied to. And I see after, as always, when these politicians, when they come into office, they just take the fake mask off and they reveal who they really are and shit like that. You know, kind of like how it was in Pokemon or whatever back then with Team Rocket, where they always used to be disguised as people. And then when you finally reveal themselves, to like throw off their outfit or whatever like that and reveal who they are or whatever like that. And they used to do a lot of video games. That's what I'm seeing right now, you know. and it's just crazy. But anyways, so enough from talking about that, because since I started talking about something else, over this whole Minneapolis huge protest going on, not only over there but also here in the city in Manhattan. Well, here in New York City in Manhattan, because I don't live in Manhattan, thank God, because all the shit going on over there, and that is liberal central right there. I used to like the city back then. I used to always go there back in the 2010s with my old friends, but not anymore. It's crazy over there, and a lot of crime too. And where else? Of course, California, another liberal state. Chicago, same shit. Seattle, same shit. So yeah, so a lot of those places, a lot of big protests going on and stuff right now. And yeah, that's it. So that was my take. Like I said, I looked at each angle to see exactly, because if she was just trying to get away and there was like no police officer, I mean, there was no ICE agent in front of her, then okay, I understand. I would definitely be defending her and defend these people who was protesting. But I didn't see that. It looks like from what I saw, there was one in front of the car when she was driving away. So yeah, and like I said, they're different from the police. So they do things differently. They have different laws or whatever, or their rights are different from the police, or whatever they can do, or how they can apprehend people, or things like that is different. So people need to understand that as well. But anyways, yeah, guys, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know down below the comment section what you guys think. Like I said before in my last video, my last webisode, I don't care, whatever people want to say about me. And like I said before, it's freedom of speech. You guys can say whatever. If you guys disagree with me, or if you guys agree with me, or you guys are like just in the middle right now, neutral and whatever, you guys want to talk, you want to share your opinions on things or debate, right down below, we can talk about it, whatever like that, because like I said, I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on the left side, I'm not on the right, honestly. Honestly, I'm against both, I should say, so I'm not on either side or whatever like that, because they're both wrong. So they're both evil. And one last thing before I end this, that I forgot to mention yesterday, because I did mention some things, but I forgot to mention, like what I said with the left side is like all they talk about is DEI, racism, trans shit, LGBT, and what else? They like to talk about, no, I'm missing something, and all this woke shit, stuff like that. That's what's all. Oh, and their green energy fraud, Green Deal fraud, hoax, or whatever crap, and all this other stuff. I can't really think of the top of my head, but that's what one side likes, and on the other side, on the right side, is all about wars, like warmongering. They love to kill. They love looting. They love bombing. They love, well, stealing is the same as looting. Piracy, seizing tankers and stuff in the waters, being like the pirates of Canada, the modern day Pirates of the Caribbean. What else? And kidnapping now presidents. Always trying to force companies to submit to them and follow their every whim or whatever like that, and not to do trade with other people, because that's what they're trying to do right now with Venezuela. And what else? They like like to preach about God and how to so-called Christians and children of God, but then they love to kill and war all the time. So we have two sides that have a lot of crazy bad shit that they all focus on their ideologies or whatever. So both sides I'm against, like I said. So yeah, I'm not on either side. Not on either side, because both are bad. Both are bad. Both are evil. Both are corrupt. All are demons. All of them. And that's that. So, and I'm pissed off what's going on. Real quick, actually, one last thing I just remembered. I see that they're trying in Congress to like try to limit his powers or whatever, is like with what he's trying to do with Venezuela or whatever like that. So this can't happen again. I hope it does pass. I hope they can do that. And hopefully the midterms, we can get, sad to say this honestly, because I don't even want to say this, but get some more Democrats in, where it could be some way to like impeach his ass and throw his ass in prison where he belongs for his war crimes and killing of 100 people. Well, not Venezuelans, because there was some that was from Cuba. Some of what's the name, security, Maduro's security guards was Cuban. But yeah, so, and I'm pissed off, still pissed off at that. So yeah, this is the talk of the town now, but I'm still talking about that. That's still on my mind, and a lot of people still talking about it as well. But the talk of the town now is this, with the big, huge protests going on all over. But anyways, guys, yeah, so enough. Yeah, so we guys enjoyed and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys for another webisode on the J Device Show. Peace.